Hello friends and welcome to YouTube channel Freedom Tech, and in this session what we are going to learn. In this session we have our own custom object detection model which detects cement bags which are moving on the conveyor belt, and then we are going to create the counter. So before we move to our practical, friends, if you learn something from our videos, please consider to subscribe our channel. Also you can become our member. So for students we have special membership. It will really help to create more and more content, because your membership and your subscription is really valuable to us to motivate and create more and more unique content on this channel. Thank you so much. So as I've mentioned, friends, today I have created a model which detect cement bags which basically moving on the conveyor belt. I will mention the link, GitHub repository link. Simply copy paste the link inside web browser, then go to the code, click on download zip. As we always do, it will download our zip format repository, and the base.pt is the model which will detect the cement bags for this particular video file which I have mentioned inside the repository. If you want your own model, you can create the model. I have created several videos where I have explained how you can create your own model. Simple. So go to the downloads, and then you will see there is a repository which is conveyor belt YOLO12, because the product means the bags, the cement bags is moving on the conveyor belt. That's why I have mentioned the conveyor belt is a repository name. So base.pt is our model and main.py is our main code. But first let's just watch the video file. So as I mentioned, friends, this is basically a cement bags. As you can see, the cement bags, and this is the CCTV footage. Here it is. As you can see, the date, it means it is CCTV footage. So our goal is to detect these bags. For that we created our own model, and then we will detect these bags and then we will create the counter. So this is the video file. I have opened the main.py. Inside that I have mentioned the video file, and base.pt is our model. Now go to the tools, manage packages, search for opencv-python. opencv-python is the package name. Hit enter. First package, click on install button, done. It will install opencv-python. If there is an upgrade button, just upgrade it. Ultralytics package, first package, click on install button. If there is an upgrade, just click on upgrade button, done. It will upgrade the Ultralytics package. Then we need CVZone package, CVZone, first package, click on install button, done. It will install CVZone on our Windows 11 machine, done. So we install our packages. I have mentioned here a 0, so it will freeze our frame. We want to skip the frame one by one, so let's just start our code. First it will detect the bags, because we have our own model, so it will detect the bags. As you can see, the class name is cement bags is detecting, means our model is perfectly working. That's it. So we have our object detection. Now what else we want? We want to draw here a line, because we will use a line method to count these bags. So let's just say if I want to draw here a line, so I will go here and I will check the coordinates inside my shell here. So if I move my mouse cursor over here, and what is the coordinate? 432 417, 432 417, 432 32 417. This is basically the line point 1. And if I go over here, so I will get the coordinate 537 460, 537 460, 537 460. So this is the coordinate for drawing the line. So I will mention this coordinate as a line underscore point 1 is equal to, this is what my point 1 means. This is the start point xy coordinate, and this is the line underscore p1, sorry, not p1, p2 is equal to, this is what my line point 2 means. This is the end point of line coordinate. So we have line p1, line p2. So with the help of these points we will draw the line on the frame. So here where we have here it is. As you can see, I have already mentioned the line method. So cv2.line, just uncomment it, it will take the line p1, line p2, the coordinate which we mentioned here, line p1. So if I save the code and if I run the code now, if there is no issue with these points, we will see the line on the frame. As you can see, there is a line. So this is the line, this is the red color line. So when these cement bags in between, means in this line, we will create the counter, So we have our line. Now first thing first, we want to create here, we will basically save all those track ID along with the center point. So center point is basically cx and cy. So cx and cy is basically the rectangle coordinate, which is x1 plus x2 divided by 2, y1 plus y2 divided by 2. This is how we will get a detected object center point. So we have now center point. Also we have the track ID with the help of Ultralytics by default track ID method. So we can save this track ID along with the cx and cy inside the dictionary. So we will create here a dictionary first. Let's just say hist. Hist is our dictionary. So hist is equal to empty dictionary, and then here after where we have cvzone.putText rect method. So we will create here a dictionary. Inside that dictionary we will save the track ID along with the cx and cy. So hist is dictionary. Inside that we will mention track ID is equal to cx and cy. Cx and cy is equal to cx and cy. So if we go here after cv2.im show, if I print here our dictionary, which is the hist. So inside this hist, now there will be a unique ID for each bag along with their current position. So here it is. As you can see, this bag is detected, and this bag unique ID is 1, and the current position is, as you can see, it's changing because the bag is moving but the ID is the same. So it means we are tracking this bag perfectly because the ID is same, no matter the point, no matter the current position of the bag is changes. Now then we have second bag. So second bag, the track ID 2 and the current position. So it means we are saving their track ID along with their current position inside his dictionary. So now we have points. So with the help of this hist, we will get the previous point. So for that, after names, let's just say condition if the track ID in our hist means dictionary, then previous cx and previous cy, means the previous cx and previous cy means the object previous point. Okay, so previous cx and previous cy is basically the hist, and inside that we will pass our track ID. That's it. Now we have previous cx and previous cy. Now with the help of this point, we can create the counter. So for that, we will create here a function. So our function, let's just say here, after we have our mouse event move function, let's just create the function. So def, and inside that, let's just say the function name is counter. You can mention any name. I have mentioned the counter, and inside that counter we need to pass coordinates. We need to pass the object basically. So x, y, xy, x1, y1, and then x2 and y2. This is the logic. So x, y, x1, y1, x2 and y2, and it will return x minus x1, x minus x1, multiply by y2 minus y1. So it will return x minus x1 multiply by y2 minus y1, and then again minus, it will return y minus y1 multiply by x2 minus x1. So x, y, x1, y1, x2, y2, it will return x minus x1 multiply by y2 minus y1 minus y minus y1 multiply by x2 minus x1. This is the function which we will call here after where we have previous cx and previous. So let's just say here we will mention if no, first we want to create a side 1 and side 2, then we will create the condition. So let's just say side 1 and side 2 is just a variable. So let's just say side 1 is equal to side 1. What is side 1? So side 1 is basically our function, which is the counter. So counter is our function, so we want to mention the function name, which is the counter, and inside that we will pass previous cx and the previous cy. So side 1 is just a variable, and the variable which represent the counter. The counter is a function, this is just a variable, is equal to, we will mention our function, we want to call the function, and inside that we will pass the points. So the points is basically the previous cx and previous cy. Then we want to mention line p1, and then line underscore p2. So counter, and inside that we want to mention the point x, y, x1, y1, x2 and y2. So the point is basically this: previous cx, previous cy, line p1 and line p2. This sign is basically what it will do, it will mention, because the line p1 is the 2 coordinate, x, y coordinate, but we want to mention as a 1. So for that we mention this sign. So this sign and line p1, it will now mention the xy coordinate as a 1 coordinate. Okay, for that we want to mention like this way. Now side 2, side underscore 2, same way, is equal to, just copy as it is, this line copy as it is, copy it, paste it, and then only we will change the previous cx with the cx, which is the current, and cy, and all the things are same. So this is how we will get the side 1 and side 2. Side 1 is basically the previous cx, previous cy, and the line p1, line p2. Side 2 is basically the counter, means our function cx and cy, line p1 and line p2. That's it. Now we can create the condition if side 1 multiply by side 2, if the side 1 multiply by side 2, and if it is less than 0, and here we will create, because inside this hist we are saving the current id and current position, but we don't want to count a same id again and again. For that we will create the set. So here we will create a set counted. Counted means those id which already counted. So counted is equal to set. Okay, so those id we already counted, we will save inside this set. So counted set. So here we will mention if side 1 multiply by side 2, if it is less than is equal to less than 0, then we will say and, like this way, and track id, and the track id not in our counted set, this counted. Okay, so we will mention counted, and then again if side underscore 2, if it is less than 0, then we will say the direction is equal to in, and then we will increase the counter. So in underscore count plus is equal to 1 plus is equal to 1, and then here we will create the counter. So in count is equal to 0, also out count is equal to 0. There is no out count, but we will mention out count. Okay, so if side 2, if it is less than 0, direction is in, then we will increase the in count, else the direction is out, and then we will increase out underscore count plus is equal to 1, and then here we will mention counted dot add, and inside that we will mention our track ID, this counted. So when all this match, counted dot add track ID. Now let's just save the code, and here I have mentioned the cvzone.put text rect method. It will put the in and out count on the frame. So let's just watch. As you can see, this bag crossed the line in count 1, means we counted one bag which is basically going in. Now there is another bag, 2, counter increased 2. There is no out counter, there is only one side counter, but we created out counter also. So this is the third one bag, 3. So now what we will do for our knowing purpose, what we will do, let's just say we have here cv2.rectangle method. Let me check here it is. As you can see, we have here cv2.rectangle method. So we will copy this rectangle method, cut it, and just move it here where we have names, just paste it. So this is the rectangle, green color rectangle, before match our condition, and after we match our condition we will change the color. For our knowing purpose, copy the rectangle method, and because we have only in counter, so after we match in counter condition, just paste the rectangle method and change the color, change the rectangle color. So we will get perfect idea that our bags is perfectly touching the line, and then we have we basically increasing the counter. So now right now the rectangle color is green, it's not touching the line, but this bag touch the line, it will become a blue, and then it will increase the counter. Let's just watch. As you can see, it's become blue and counter will increase again. Now again green. Okay, so again for these bags, blue, again green, and counter increase. Now what we will do, we will simply start a while loop. Now it will start the while loop and the counter will increase. That's it. So this is how, friends, with the help of this method you can create industrial counting solution or object detection. I hope you will learn something from this video. We will meet our next video. Till then, thank you, take care, and bye bye.